The Australian Turf Club Trophy is our feature race at Happy Valley on Thursday night this week, of course, part of the 8-race programme, which makes up for a competitive card as always. A very warm welcome to Racing to Win. I'm Andrew Lejeune, joined here in the studio by Paul Lally, our form analyst, and race caller Brett Davis as well. Brett, and the stars out on Thursday night, Brett, including in the last. I think we've got quite a nice horse there in Country Star.
Definitely very impressive last start, wasn't he, Andrew? So looking forward to seeing him again. He'll probably come up a pretty short price favourite. But yes, the Australian Turf Club Trophy. Great to have their sponsorship, and I believe they'll be giving away a little prize to one of the Marfoos potentially for the best turned out horse for the feature. Trip to Sydney for a week to work with a big stable down there. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's a
have more details on race night, but that's
okay.
Worth winning, I would have thought.
Absolutely, yeah. And there's a nice little jackpot in the TT to go along with all that, Paul.
There is 1.8 million on the TT and 1.9 on the 6-up win bonus. That's a nice prize. The second prize is 2 weeks.
I'll be dressing up in my Marfoo suit tomorrow night.
Where's Brett gone for this?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, there you go. All right, we'll look forward to that. That's race number 5, actually, not race number 6, race number 5 for the ATC Trophy. All right, we're coming off a big weekend of action of Sha Tin, of course, though, as well. A mixed programme on the all-weather and the dirt. As we look back now with our racing review. So we can have a look at the second of the features here. It was the Yanchai Trophy on the dirt, and Go Public going back-to-back here. Another big win from a difficult position, and it was a big afternoon for Vincent Ho.
Yeah, it was a really nice win from this horse. He's a nice horse. I think he really likes the dirt. He's won on the turf as well. You can see he came from well back here and just came up in the last rides. Now, Harbour Alert ran well once again, but another second for him. Encore Boy, but just finishing over the top was Go Public, and it was a good win. I think there's more on the dirt from him.
Yeah, Mi Choi, the specialist on the dirt, producing another nice victory, his second in a row. As you touched on, Andrew, last season, from a local jockey perspective, we really saw the heroic rise of Derek Lung. This season, Vincent Ho, you have to take your hat off to him. He rode 4 out of 6. His other 2 weren't far away from the winners. And, of course, he rode 2 at the Valley the Wednesday prior as well. He spent a lot of time in England in the off-season to try and sculpture his craft and produce better, more consistent efforts, and it's paying off. It paid off for Derek last year, and we're seeing it from Vincent this year. So well done to the young man.
Yeah, rode for Mark Johnson during the summer, and rode his very first ride was a winner in actual fact. So he's talked about sort of trying to improve himself constantly, and it's working as far as Vincent is concerned. Here are the moves as far as the ratings are concerned. Ugly Warrior was a smart winner in the second last as well.
He was, yeah. Francis Loy had a very good day. Vincent Ho actually took both the features as well. So, yep, just touching on that again. Just Not Listening was able to back up his last start victory. For favourite backers, it was a pretty tough day at the office. Glittering Armour was one that was difficult to find, but he did come from last to first.
He did. Happy Tour won well. He upset the odds-on horse there, and Monkey Jewellery as well, but he'll keep for another day. Yeah, and a good win by Strathallan, I thought, in the first.
Yeah, we didn't have a favourite win all afternoon. We'll see if we can put that right at Happy Valley. Before we get into the Happy Valley card, though, see if we can find some more winners with our horses to follow. All right, Paul, you're up first. What do you find for us?
I'm going to go with a horse called Savvy 7. Now, there was 2 horses in this race to take note of, Savvy 7 and also My Chance, who ran 3rd and 4th in this particular race. You can see they're both well back, and they both... My Chance actually... my winner, I should say, not My Chance. My winner actually missed the start, so it was a really good run from him. But we've seen a lot of him. Savvy 7 is a younger horse who's coming through the grades. You can see in the yellow and red, he found the gap and he hit the line really nicely there for 4th. Coming with him was My Winner, who did miss the start with blinkers on. So I wonder if they'll run him back next time, because it seemed to work, the tactics for him.
Yeah, all right. And Brett, for you?
Sweetie Barley, Andrew. Casper Founds put this horse on the all-weather once before and actually ran a really good race. He closed off well. This is one of the losing rides for Vincent Ho on the day, but he did sneak through down there on the rail. You can see there's not a lot of room at the moment with Kirov and Very Sweet Orange weakening. He has to change course here, Vincent Ho, and then he gets Very Sweet Orange moving again. Viva Council out wide ran a good race too, but watch him dart through late on the back of Kirov. I think there's a win on or for Very Sweet Orange, and probably on the dirt at 16.50.
I saw another good run on the dirt, actually, I Am Power.
Yes, agreed.
My horse to follow this week is Enrichment, coming out of the 8th event. There was 2 scratchings here down at the start. Charity Go was on debut, and Green Energy, who was favourite. So reduced field here. There might be a few horses to take out of this, Mr. So-and-so and Harmony Victory as well. But Enrichment, first up here, Victory Boys wins the race in the red jacket. Good form out of Australia, placed in a Group 2. This looked pretty handy to me. They've got plenty of horse to work with, and I assume that March is the end game, the Derby.
Yeah, no doubt. Interesting when he first got here too, he went straight to Chun Fa. So John Size has decided, you know, put him somewhere where he's going to feel like a horse a little bit more than sort of straight into the, you know, the...
Hustle and bustle.
And bustle of Hong Kong, and he's obviously thrived. He looked pretty lazy through the first half, but the winning post is at the end, isn't it? So.
It certainly is. All right, well, there's a couple for you. Hopefully they pay dividends. Stewards reports, suspensions and fines. Matthew Poon on Nuclear Power. Got a couple of days, 18th to 22nd and 15,000. And Zach on Comfort Life as well, careless riding, 28th and the 1st. And then going back to Happy Valley last week, Alberto Santa Hinchinlove wasn't a bad run, actually, first up. And Fairy Twins was part of that Perfect Glory race, who was massive on debut.
Yeah.
It was a bit of scrimmaging late.
Yeah, it was a bit of a five-way scrimmage, wasn't it? Which is why Matthew sort of got the suspension there, and then obviously after that bumping duel with Zach on Nuclear Power has got a bit longer.
Got to pick up the fine as well. All right, up to date as far as that is concerned. Happy Valley, though, on Thursday night this week. While May Baby won't be going round. Race 5, number 7. While May Baby is out, and Wonderful Journey is replaced by Lucky Guy. Race 6, number 6. All right, as far as the programme is concerned then, 8 on the turf, of course, and we're on the C course. Worked back here for our first race being a Class 4 over the 1,200 metres. Good Companion heads them. Course and distance winner on his final start last season. He's first up this. Very rich man, Barry One, perfect for him. He will roll. Created the run-up on his last start behind Mr. Picasso. Prawn Yeah makes his debut for Richard Gibson. Callan Murray in the saddle. Junzi's a 2-time winner over the 1,000 metres. And Jumbo Bus, the 10th of the 10 runners. He'll jump from barrier 2 with Ben So in the saddle, bro.
Sounds like DJ Albert on the tunes for our show today. Speed map good for the first. Good Companion, very rich man, likely to roll forward. Prawn Yeah had 4 trials last season, 1 this season. He looks green, but he does look to have an engine. Not sure if he knows exactly what to do with it. Gracious Rider was on the back of the speed in a recent trial and did seemingly go well. The Creative also surprised me with his gate speed last start.
Here's London Master. He's third up here on Thursday night, and he's a pretty fit horse now. His work's been okay leading into this particular race, and he's doing it nice enough here, as you can see. Just a 400 metre gallop for him, but doing what he was asked to do. The next one here is Jumbo Bus. We'll just have a look at him. He's the one closest to us, and just a nice quiet piece from him. There wasn't much to show, actually, from these Class 4s, so just the 2 bits here. But the Creative we'll see in an interview.
Jumbo Bus is interesting because he showed a bit, didn't he, in the early days, and quite followed through just yet. But we'll start off here with the Creative. And Neil Callan had his first sit on him a couple of weeks ago. Is just a neck short of Mr. Picasso.
Neil, the Creative, hasn't won here in Hong Kong, but he's recently gone to John Moore's stable. Improved performance last time. Is he heading in the right direction?
Yeah, it was a nice run. His gallops in the lead up to it since his last run, I felt like he'd improved, although I hadn't sat on him. But he felt more than capable of a horse that could win in Class 4, and you know, I think he's pretty versatile. He's ran well here before, and he gallops particularly well in the dirt as well. So, look, last time, good draw. He just got a nice free run, and he nearly pulled it off. So, you know, with that in mind, a little bit more of a tricky draw this time, but you know, he's not one that you could push up on the speed, because he's not a very big horse, and you'd want to conserve a bit of energy for the back end of the race. But you know, if the race pans out from the draw, he's more than capable of winning.
As you say, those gallops since then, he's improved.
Yeah, I think he has. I think he's just relaxed and settled down a little bit more, and obviously got a little bit stronger, and you know, just the change of stables and the different surroundings obviously suited the horse. So you know, he's off a good rating now. Hopefully he can capitalise on it.
Yes, a good effort last time out. Barrier 9 looks a little awkward on paper, but the ability is certainly there. That's the Creative. Let's look at a couple of form references, starting off here with Good Companion and Pakistan Baby. We're going back to July for this one.
We are. Good Companion was successful here with Matthew Poon in the saddle, so he will have to carry more weight. He's had a 4th at the Valley under the guidance of Matthew Chadwick, who'll take the ride on race night. He's a 3-time winner in the class. And obviously this form reads all right, because Roman Odyssey has come out and run well already this season. Just the extra weight, the full 131 here was a little concern for me.
New stable as well,
Yes.
since those days. That was Derek Cruz, he's now Jimmy Ting.
Yeah, of course. First race, Jimmy as well. Can't write him off. We're going to have a look at Gracious Rider next. This is just trialling without getting too carried away. That horse right in front of him is Mr. Stunning, of course, who's a genuine Group 1 horse, but he looks all right here, Gracious Rider.
Yeah, he's going well at the moment, Gracious Rider, and he did beat Aero Happiness at the back end of last season as well. He comes into this race nicely, barrier number 3. I think he's a big chance in the race. He's going well.
I do too. I'm going to tip him, actually. I think David Hall's given him 2 trials. That's Conti alongside of him as well. So it is a high-class trial with regards to participants. Time wasn't overly quick, but I do get the feeling he's going well. He'll get a similar run to what he did there in that trial.
All right, this is Prawn Yeah, 3.5 million through the ISG sale. Richard Gibson, Callan Murray.
Yeah, I don't mind this horse, actually. As I mentioned, he's had 5 trials in total, 4 last season. He had a suspensory issue with both hind legs on the 27th of August. Obviously hasn't been too severe because he's trialling again here, as you can see, and he's now about to race. The sharpness of the race may be a little bit of a concern. I'm happy to sit on the fence, but I don't think he'll be beating a million miles.
Yeah, 11.69 pounds. He's looked a bit green, so the experience will help.
All right, OK, that's Prawn Yeah, but our opening contest ball, Very Rich Man, moves from barrier 12 to barrier 1. That looks pretty good for him. And
he looks the leader as well, so I'm going to go with him top. The little reservation I've got with him is he hasn't galloped since his last start, and he's put on 22 pounds. So just it'll be interesting to see what Jenny's reporters in the parade ring with him. The creative looked very good last time, and Gracious Rider is working very well. So that looks like the a trio called Tears for Me, 2, 4, 6, and a Good Companion in there for 4th. 2, 4, 6 and 1.
Yep, same 4 and very close to the same order, but same scenario with the play, QQP 2, 4 and 6. I'll just go with Gracious Rider. I like that trial. Sit on the back of Very Rich Man. I think the Creative did show a lot of gate speed last start. I think he's improved in that area. The barrier looks awkward, but I think Neil can probably offset that. It was a good run behind Mr. Picasso and Good Companion. So 6, 2, 4, 1. I'll keep my eye on the 7.
Yeah, and I think it's worth watching. And well, 4, 6, 2 and 1. So too easy, isn't it? Those, all the same 4 numbers there in the first event. A reminder, feature race is race number 5 at Happy Valley on Thursday night. Back with the second race, though. Again, Class 4 up to 1,200 metres next.